Hello and welcome back to the Entrepreneur's Anchor. I'm your host, Naveen Kumar Selvaraj. We have come so far. We started the season with a 15-minute habit. We built systems, practiced meditation, found closure, and honored our human anchors. Today, I want to share the single most important, perhaps the highest level concept that holds this entire philosophy together. It's the spiritual source code. This episode is how to play the game of entrepreneurship with skill, courage, and joy. It's how you see yourself after a failure. It's about the difference between being a has been and being. There is a deep, profound teaching from the Yoga Vasishta. It states the world is a dream of the self, and seeing its illusion, one awakens into what never changes. This is a high level philosophy, but let's apply it directly to us. For an entrepreneur, the world is the marketplace. It's the marketplace. It's your company, your competitors, your P&L sheet. The traditional view is that this world is solid, real, and a source of intense stress, whereas your identity is defined by it. Failure is a death of the ego. Vashishta's view is that this world is a dream. It's a dynamic, fluid, creative play. When you see the market as a dream, you don't stop taking it seriously, but you stop being terrified of it. You can't die in a dream, technically speaking. You just learn and move to the next scene. S- Seeing its illusion is detaching from outcomes. The illusion is believing that your external achievements, all this, your P&L, your valuation, your string of successes, are your true self, right? Whereas they are not. They are temporary dream objects and awakens into what never changes. That's the goal. When you're no longer tossed around by the highs and lows of the dream, such as a lost client, a funding round, what are you anchored to? This is where the philosophy gets a heart. The single most dangerous moment for an entrepreneur is after a failure, especially if you have failed after being successful or seeing a long streak of success. I think one reference I can give is this line in uh, the Batman movie series, especially the Nolan series. You would hear Bane say that victory has defeated you. Yes, this episode is somehow around that. So, coming back, in that moment, your mind will tell you one poisonous story. It will tell you that you are a has been. It will say, you used to be successful. You used to be smart. You used to be a lion. This is the dream that's trying to convince you that your past was your identity. And I am here to tell you to change that. Never, ever look at yourself as a has been. You are and you always will be a going to be, or even better, the one that is being. A lion is always a lion. A lion that has missed a hunt doesn't stop being a lion. It doesn't look at itself and say, oh, I'm a has been hunter. It rests, it learns, and it remains a lion, ready for the next hunt. You are the lion. You are the what never changes that Vashishta spoke of. Yourself, your creativity, your resilience, your spirit is the eternal. Your last company, your last success trip, that was just the dream. That was the hunt. It was not you. You are not your story. You are the being that is living the story. So, what fuels the lion when it's resting? What fuels the entrepreneur after a failure? It is the one thing in the world which costs nothing, but is worth putting all your time and energy into, and that's hope. Hope is the deep spiritual conviction that the lion will hunt again. Hope gives root to perseverance. It is the energy to carry on even in our darkest moments. This is the ultimate integrated entrepreneur. Their mind practices witness consciousness, as we spoke in episode 4. Their heart is anchored to immeasurable values, as we spoke in episode 9. Their identity is the lion, and their fuel is hope. This is the ultimate string for our sword of Damocles that we spoke about earlier. What happens when the sword does fall? When the dream turns into a nightmare? If your string, your identity is tied to this banquet, your success, you're destroyed then. But if your string is tied to hope and to your lion identity, you are anti-fragile. The sword can fall, the banquet can be ruined, but you will remain. Your string is unbreakable because it's not tied to the world. It's tied to the eternal. So if you're in that dark moment right now, don't have money, have hope, and you're definitely alive. You have a fighting chance now. You don't have the resources except for your mind, your education, your time, and hope. You perhaps have more chances than you think. You are the lion. Rest and get ready to hunt again. Your challenge this week is one of identity. I want you to find a quiet moment and ask yourself, if I lost my business, my money, and my reputation tomorrow, what would be left? What is your unchanging core? Is it your integrity, your creativity, your love for your family, your resilience, your tahan attitude? I want you to write down 3 to 5 words that define you. The lion, not the hunt. This is your true identity. This is your real anchor. Reread it every single morning. This is the self that you're awakening to. Now, this is the core of everything I teach, my friends. This is the work. And just as I mentioned, I went through all of this. I went through all these defeats, ups and downs, the temporary successes, and I survived. That is my unchanging core, my resilience. And this is what we have explored with this powerful idea of the lion's identity. If this is a message you feel your own self or your leadership team needs to hear, or a concept you want to bring to your next event, I do explore these concepts in keynotes and workshops. And it's about bringing the anchor not just to yourself, but to your entire team. I've spent years unlearning the noise to find the signal, and I've consolidated that journey. I have consolidated that journey on my new website, naveenkumars.com. I've also built a free tool within the site called Wisdom AI. It combines strategy with ancient texts like the Gita, Tirukural, Bible, and the Quran to give you guidance when you need it the most. Check it out at naveenkumars.com. For now, please follow or subscribe to be here for our 12th and final episode of the season. Thank you for being with me on this journey. Next week, we bring it all home. Until then, as always, stay grounded and remember who you are. You are the lion. See you next time.